Well, our system has been up and running for almost 3 years, 2.5 full heating seasons, and I think we have learned a lot from our 2.5 years of experience. And I think right now, after this last heating season, we are very happy with the results of our biomass system. Well, we've learned a couple of lessons. First of all, I think one of the most important things is how you handle the chips. And since we as Parks and Open Space manage the chip handling and delivery, we have found that it is really important to have good, clean chips. What we have done is our storage facility here on site, we have gone ahead and put asphalt down and we've put barriers around it so that once the chips do hit their storage area, there's no contamination possibility there either. We've gone back and forth trying to decide whether the chips need to be stored underneath a shelter or not, and we've decided that it is fine to store them out in the open here in Colorado. We have had no problems with, contamination. They get snowed on and rained on, but they're still a fine quality chip when they get in the burner.
As far as how it affects the forested areas of Boulder County Parks and Open Space, the areas we have under management completely supply this biomass plant. There is only about 14 to 47% of that material that we generate annually that's utilized in the biomass plant. There is often a misconception as far as how it's going to affect forest health, that we'll be out there vacuuming the forest floor. I've heard that numerous times. Nothing could be further from the truth. At 600 last year, we used 661 tons of chips. We produced far more than that just from our in-house activities. From all the forestry activities on the Front Range, we could support many, many more of these plants and still be well below what a sustainable yield would be for those areas.
So some of the other lessons that we've learned are that it takes maintenance. It's not a lot of time, but certainly our facility staff have had to make sure that they clean the grates out on a regular basis and that there are some hidden compartments on the fuel box that need to be cleaned out at least a couple of times a year, and that the most emissions that we have are certainly on startup and shutdown. And so I think we are trying to perfect that system all the time so that we really are reducing any sort of emissions.
Well, one thing that we have learned in the ash handling system is, number one, we need to ash it a little bit more often than initially we thought. Just with the type of material that we're utilizing, whole tree chips, we get a greater ash content from that. There is a huge market locally for the ash. We have a local landscaping company that utilizes that as a soil amendment and to utilize in their composting facility. Handling that ash, we also got a roll-off container that's specially designed to be at ground level, and it's covered so that the facility's personnel can take a wheelbarrow full of ash, go directly into the covered container and dump the ash, and then it's sealed to go down the road to the composting facility.
So it's very difficult to estimate our exact cost savings, particularly with our complex here, because we never had a history of heating it before we had the biomass system up and operating. What we have done is we've compared heating our facility here with comparable buildings in the county, and we've looked at the cost of natural gas for a comparison. And what we have found is that at a minimum, we think we have saved about 25%, 25 to 27% over heating strictly with natural gas.
In Boulder County, we have a sustainability initiative that has been directed to us by the county commissioners that we are all fully on board with. Our efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, reliance on petroleum products for our energy sources, really tie in nicely to the biomass facility. By utilizing that biomass facility year before last, we were able to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions by 555,000 pounds of carbon.
Since we're operating our biomass heating facility, we have been offering tours to anyone virtually that calls us and asks if they can come see our plant. We started out the first year with probably 10, 15 tours, and since then we've had about 20 tours per year. And the tours range from all kinds of groups, big and small. We have had groups that come from as far away as China and Latvia. We have had a lot of local groups coming from Colorado. We've had community community stakeholder groups and county commissioners come from Gilpin County and from Leadville and from Grant County, and we've provided tours to them because they're looking at having a facility or installing a facility like our central heating plant. We also do a lot of tours for our youth in the community. We have Boulder County Youth Corps, and every year there's about 150 youth who participate in the program, and we give them a tour of it. So we're working at educating the young in our community about the value of biomass. One of the great things about all these tours is we have seen some projects spur off of this, including the Gilpin County site. They came and used our example, and they found it very useful and have more or less replicated it at their road and bridge site up in Gilpin County.
We're very involved in the public outreach aspect of our biomass program here at Boulder County. That is probably one of the most enjoyable aspects of our program. We have been to conferences in Montana at the National Boiler Conference where we've presented a roundtable. There's been several conferences locally at Colorado State and various counties. We've participated the last couple of years in the biomass workshops, 2-week workshops that's held annually at Colorado State University. There is a lot of phone consultations that happen now. We've kind of become the authority in the Central Rocky region as far as biomass handling and what has led to our successes here. So there's a lot of one-on-one phone consultation as well.
We've won 3 awards in the last 3 years. The first was from the American Public Works Association. The second is a National Association of Counties award. And the third was a Pinnacle Award awarded by Boulder County. We are very proud that it has been so successful. It is certainly a showcase, and we love to demonstrate how you can use a renewable resource, that the byproducts of forestry management is really going to a good use. It's not just decomposing out in the forest. And I think that really shows the way for others, certainly in Colorado, in light of the mountain pine beetle epidemic, that getting some value out of those forest resources is really possible.
For more information, please visit the Governor's Energy Office website at www.colorado.gov/energy.